Hi all, welcome back. This is part 5 video of series of 9 videos. In this video, we will do CI/CD pipeline with Docker and Ansible using GCP, Google Cloud, using the Ubuntu OS. And last video, as I've already explained, the same video on the AWS Cloud. Now we will discuss here CI/CD pipeline using Git, Jenkins, Maven, Docker, and Ansible using GCP. The flow will be for this POC is user will check in the document with the GitHub, and Jenkins will create the build using the Maven, and Ansible will use playbooks and create the Docker image and push Docker image to the Docker Hub. And same time in the second playbook, Ansible will deploy the Docker image which is pulled from the Docker Hub to the Docker Hub. So here you can use the Docker server, or we can create a cluster Docker Swarm or anything we can create over here, and we can deploy using the Ansible over here. But here in current this POC, I am using simple. We'll use a simple GCP instance, and where we will create the container for that Docker image. So in this POC, generally we will use three systems: one for Jenkins, and another for Ansible, and another for this target system, which is a Docker is there, right? So go for the agenda. We will create a user, because this is a GCP, so we need to create user as the starting of the after creating the instance. After that, we need to install Java, Maven, and Jenkins, and Jenkins plugins, which is required for this demo. And this thing we will do in the first instance of GCP, and second instance we will install Ansible and Docker. Second instance. At third instance, we will use the Docker only, where we will deploy the container, Docker container over here, right? This is our target system. This system can be created Docker Swarm or any system. Later in the POC, we will use the Kubernetes here. We will see in the next later videos. And after that, we will create the passwordless connection between the Ansible and Docker. And also after that, we need to create a connection between Jenkins and Ansible. And we will use some GitHub repository URL which contain the code and all those files which is used for this demo. And I will explain all those detailed files over here. And after configuration, everything we will create the jobs in Jenkins jobs. And first we will build it manually. When it deploys successfully container to this target system from here, this is our target system. Is this third number, right? Then we will use the webhook configuration, and we will do it automatic deployment. Using when user will check in the code, and directly it will create the container in the target system. This is our target system where Docker is only installed, right? This is target system. So we were here, right? So after this, this is the process for creating user in the GCP. We will do the same activity for all three instances: Jenkins, Docker, and Ansible. Let me take highlighter. We will do for the Jenkins, Docker, and Ansible, all three instances. We will need to create the users, and we will create users NS admin user. We will create, right? And next we will install Java in the same all three servers, because Java is required basic things. And also we will enable the password authentication to yes, because by default it is a set for the no. And after we will install Maven on the Jenkins instance, and then this is the part of the second part for the Jenkins installation. We need to do it. And Jenkins plugin we will install, because we will use only 4 plugin. We will not go for the default plugin installation. And after this, we will install the second system. Second system, we will install the Ansible, and we follow these steps, right? And after that, we will install Docker on both the Ansible and the Docker instance. We are using Docker in Ansible instance because we are building our Docker image here, building here, and this here we are installing Docker because we are deploying our container here, Docker container over here. So we need to install Docker in both servers, right? And after that, we will create a password connection between the Ansible and Docker, because Ansible is a configuration management tool where you can push the details to other servers, to target system. Here we have target system, only one target system. We have only Docker instance. We can create a multiple instance, and same time Ansible can push all this container to the all those servers at the same time. So for this, we need to do some configuration over here. After that, we need to create a connection Jenkins and Ansible for sending the files from GitHub to the Ansible server. And we need to set the Maven path on the Jenkins side. This is the GitHub URL which we will use. This URL content each and everything which is required for this demo. I will explain all those things later in this section. And this is the main thing, because we need to change the host file in the GitHub and change the Docker instance private IP, because currently we have not created the system, so we don't have any instance IP so far. So we will when we will create this instance, we will update this instance private IP to the GitHub host file, right? In host file, we'll update it. And after that, we will log in with the GitHub in the Docker Hub URL using the root user, using the command docker login. So so here, this is a type. Here it is a Docker Hub credentials, right? If you have if you have credential already created in Docker Hub, you can use that same credential. Otherwise, you need to create one credentials where we will that system will push the image to the Docker Hub. And this is my login, this is my username, and this is password, and we need to log in it from the Ansible. Why we are doing login here? Because Ansible will create the image in the playbook using the playbook, and it will push that image to the Docker Hub. So that time we need some credential to log in and that Docker Hub. So if we will not do this login earlier, then it will give the error while running the job. So we are running each and everything using the root user. So we are logging this system with a root user. After that, we will create a Jenkins job, use the Maven project, and we will do some configuration over here. I will explain all those things in the demo section. And this is the detailed description of the files which I will use, and I will explain all those things. And after completion of that, we will configure it automatic. So we need to some web configuration here. So we need to do some configuration at the Git repository level and our project level. We need to enable this GitHub hook trigger. It and we will clone the code, and we will as a user we will take the code, and we will check in we will change something in the code that is indexed as JSPN, and we will check it out whether it is changes or reflecting or not. So this process will happen automatically. Only user will change the code and checking the code in the GitHub, and output our target system output will display automatically. We will not do anything over here. So this is a brief description of this POC. Now let's start that POC. So I am going back again. This is step-by-step guide I created for the easy. This is the easiest way for doing this because I've added all those commands in one place. So first, you can see we need to create a three system: Jenkins, Docker, and Ansible. Then in Google Cloud, so we will go and create a three system first, right? So this is my project. This is already open. This is cloud. Google Cloud console is already open. So I will go directly to compute engine and VM instance side, and we will create some VM here, right? You can see here it is written here Jenkins instance name is Jenkins. You can see here I have mentioned the name also. So I am creating the instance over here. Jenkins, or I am taking N2 system, and we are doing demo on the Ubuntu. I am allowing traffics and creating the VM. Now next I am creating the Ansible. So I am using this name. N2 is okay, and I'm changing to Ubuntu. You can see Jenkins is created. We got internal and external IP both. Now create the new next instance. And for Docker one, this is target system, Docker host. Now you can see two VMs are created already. So we need to go and generate the key, generate SSH key using the PuTTY generator. So we need to use the puttygen.exe for generating the keys here. This is key generated. See, and key content we need to use ANS admin. Right. So I am using this public key as well as private key. I am just saving it. So new and ANS admin key. This is private key. So I'm putting it private, right? Save. I'm saving this public key also. This is I'm saving it public, right? So we have generated the key. We can see in the document generated key, right? And we need to copy in the all those VMs here. I'm copying this public key and going to the VMs. All VMs are created. First, I'm going to the Jenkins and I'm editing it. You can see here, so and edit. Currently, we have a 0 SSS key. So I'm edit key here, ns admin, and I'm saving it. It will take few seconds for saving it. I will repeat the same process for all 3 instances. Yeah, it's done. You can see. Now I'm doing for Docker host also. It will take 10 to 15 seconds for saving it. After that, we need to connect to the instance and set password for this NS admin and put NS admin to the sudo access, provide the sudo access to that user, right? So these 2 steps, I think user creation we will complete it here in the first slide. Yeah, it's done, right? Now we will do the same for this third instance also. This process is similar, not similar to the AWS. We are not doing this thing in AWS console. So now we have added this user here, and now we are connecting it this directly in the browser. This is for Jenkins, and this is second one we are opening for the Ansible. So I'm putting somewhere here Ansible, and third one is Docker. So I'm putting it here, right? See, it is connected, right? Now, what we need to do, set the password for the ANS admin, right? So I'm taking sudo, right? I'm putting the same name, password, right? This password is done, and now go to the second system. This password is set for this one also. Now let's do it for Ansible control. Okay, password update successfully, right? Now, next step is we need to give the access, admin access. So we need to add this line. It's copied and this it's done, right? Okay, we've done this one and we are giving access for third one also. So we have done this slide. Now move to the next slide. We need to update it and install the Java 8, right? And 11 and 8, right? So apt update, it will update the packages. Now I'm installing Java here also, and here also, right? After that, we will check the Java version. You can see Java version over here, right? Java version, right? You can see Java version, right? It's installed. And now we need to enable the password authentication, yes, right? You can see here it is showing password authentication. No, we will change to yes, right? Because by default it is no, we are not able to use the password authentication. Okay, we have done this one, and now this step is completed, right? Now move to the next slide. Now we need to install Maven on the Jenkins instance, right? So just copying this tar file path and moving to the Jenkins system, right? This is our Jenkins system, first one. You can see cd opt. I'm moving over here, and you can see nothing is there, right? So I am just taking this. You can see we got that tar file, extracting the tar file. You can see we got this folder Maven. Now we will, I'm renaming this Maven to the simply only Maven. You can see here, Maven, right? We got it. Now we need to set the home path for Maven. Just copy this line to here. See, this is done. Now we need to refresh it. Now we can check, we will get it detail. We got it, right? Check for M2. Also we got it, we got that path, right? Home path is set for Maven. Now Maven installed and set. Now we need to install the Jenkins. So first we need to add repository, and after that we need to go over here and etc and apt folder, apt, and we need to run this source start list file, and we need to add something. Add this line. This is the binary details. This is Jenkins binary, right? Package details. Now after that we need to update it. After updating it, we need to install Jenkins, and we will check the status of Jenkins after that. You can see it is started, right? Now we need to give the sudo access to the Jenkins user. You can see here earlier we have added an NS admin user here, same place, and we need to add Jenkins over here, right? Same place. Right? And now our server is ready. We can start the Jenkins public IP and 8080. We can test it. So let's go and test it. Jenkins public IP, you can see over here, this one, right? Eight zero, right? This 8080 port is already open in my firewall. If it's not working, we can check your firewall here, right? And you can see I'm just, now you can see this is the path and key. We got the key here. I'm not installing anything. I'm just bypassing it and start using Jenkins. Actually, I have skipped the admin configuration, so I need to reset the password for admin from here. Configure this password. We need to restart. The reset. I am putting the same name as a password. Now it is changed, so we got this error. So you can see we are logged in. Now we install the plugins. Then go to the manage Jenkins, manage plugins available. Currently, we don't have any plugins here because you've not install anything. GitHub, so I'm installing GitHub here. You can see GitHub, we got it. Maven, Maven integration and Maven invoker required. You can see here, we need GitHub, Maven invoker, Maven integration, and publish over SSH. So we need to publish over SSH. Right now, we need to install without restart, right? So it will call other dependency plugins, and it will take few seconds to install all those things. You can see. It is installed successfully, right? So now we can go into manage Jenkins and global tool configuration. Here we will already install the Maven. So we will give the path of Maven over here, right? Maven /opt Maven, right? This path we have already set, right? So I'm saving it, path of Maven, right? Now go to the slide. What is the next step? Next step you can see here, Ansible installation on Ansible server. So we will open that Ansible system here. This is our Ansible, right? Ansible control node. I'm installing this one, and after that, repository, we are installing it. And after installing it, we install installing the Ansible, and we will check the Ansible version, which version we are getting. You can see here Ansible version. You can see this version is 2910, but it is showing config file path is this configuration file path we are getting here, right? So we need to go directly to the host file, and which all are the commented one, right? So we need to add this all host, local host, and private IP of the Docker target system, right? So I will go over there in that console and take the private IP of Docker. Right? This one is the private IP Docker, right? We need to set over here. Okay, now I am saving it. And I have put these two things in one group. This is all host name is there, and I put in the one group. Okay, you can see here. See, it is showing over here, right? So we need to take sudo su nsadmin and create a folder. You can see here, where am I? If currently we are logging with the root, I've already created a nsadmin. So you can see here, this is showing nsadmin, right? Now we need to go to cdopt, right? And we need to create Docker ls minus l, you can see Docker is access created by root is showing root access, but we need to give the Docker ns admin access, right? Because that user will access that folder. So we are giving the changing the rights. You can see here it is changed, right? So we have done this thing, right? And the next slide, we need to install the Docker in the both system, Ansible and Docker. So I'm copying it, this and installing in here. Oh, we need to actually do it sudo user, right? Sudo yes. Then I am installing it, right? You can see, and the same thing will install with Docker host, right? This is Docker host. See, it is happening. After, you can see, we will check the Docker version. Docker version, you can see here. Okay. And service, we will start the service, Docker service, right? And we will check the status. What is the status of the Docker? It is running, right? Active running. And in this server, it is running, right? Docker service, both are running. Now you will add ns admin user to the Docker group. Oh, it is added, right? And for the other server, it is added, right? So we have done for the Docker one also. Now we need to create the passwordless connection between the Ansible and Docker. So we need to generate the key in the Ansible system. So we are logging with the Ansible system. So we got it. You can see here ls minus al. We have the .shs file. Ls, we don't have only authorization key. We don't have any key. So we will generate the key over here, right? Using this command. Now you can see here. See, you can see it is generated the public and private key both for that, right? Now we need to copy the SSH key with the Docker host. So we can see here we need to private IP Docker system. So we can go and take the Docker private IP for the Docker system, right? It is asking for yes. So I think we need to do it again. Try it. Permission denied. We are getting error here. So other way we can do one thing here. We can go to the SSH folder, and you can see here, you can copy here the public key, cat id underscore say dot. This is the public key. We will copy this key and we will paste this key into the authorization key in the Docker system. That is the other way. So here you can see sudo oh, I think we have missed one step. That is a process we can do, but uh, as we can see here, because when we have enabled the password authentication, you can see here we did this step, but we have not restarted these services, so it is not reflecting. So we are getting error like permission denied. This is not taking our keys here. So let's do first this thing. We need to it is as admin. Let me do with sudo access site. Sudo minus. This is and we need to do in the all three servers, right? I think we missed out, right? That is step. That is restarted, and Jenkins server we need to do it also, right? That is restarted. Now we will run that command. You can see here I am clearing it now. Oh, it is not coming first. Okay, let I will take it from there, that command, right? You can see here this is the command. We are just copying this one, and private key we can see from here, docker one. Oh, sorry, we need to do it in that way. Wait, actually again we missed that step, right? We will follow this step. We need to sudo with that one. Now we need to copy it. Now it is asking for the password. It will ask for the first time that password. I am giving that password, right? So this key is added. So we can do it manually, or this command will do that thing, right? That is added. Now we can run that command, right? You can see here sss ns admin @ 10.128.0.8, right? Now we are doing sss. Now we are in Ansible server. Now we will move to the Docker host, right? Now its passwordless connection has been done between the Ansible and Docker, right? Now exit, we have log out from that server Docker, and again log into the Ansible server, right? Now after that doing this, we need to copy in the local host also. Yes, it will ask for the password and as this key is added for the local host. So what we did, we have added key for the local host for Ansible server as well as for the target system. So currently we are using only one target system for the Ansible, but we can use multiple thousand or hundred of systems we can use. And we need to configure that password connectivity within all those servers, right? Now we will check the pings using the ping model, and you can see we are successfully get the message from the local host, and successfully we are able to ping the that system. So a Docker system, target system, right? That is done. And now next step, we need to create connection between the Ansible, Jenkins and Ansible. So we will go in the manage Jenkins and configuration system. This is our Jenkins, manage Jenkins configuration system. Already there. And here you can go publish over SSS, create one, add new one, and we will give the server name like Ansible server, right? And host name, you give the private IP for the Ansible instance, right? So we can see what is the private IP for Ansible server. This is the private IP for Ansible server. I'm pasting it here. And username, you know that NS admin. I'm going advanced option using the password authentication, and I'm adding the password NS admin. Let's create the connection over here, test connection. Is success. It means Jenkins is successfully connected to the Ansible server, right? And we have given the name of Ansible server. We'll use them same name in the our jobs, right? So I'm applying it and I'm saving it, right? This is configuration done. Now this one Maven configuration we have already done, right? Set the home path already in global tool configuration. Now in GitHub repository, we can see here, I'm just copying this GitHub repository. This is my GitHub repository, you can see here. And we need to change the host file in GitHub and Docker instance private IP we need to add. So we can copy from the Docker host name private IP from here. And you can see here, this is the host file already there. So we will edit it and change it to Docker IP, right? Update it, right? Commit changes. And after doing this, we need to go to the Ansible system and log in as a root user, right? And using this command, docker login. So this is the Ansible system, right? Right. Now here, we log in with the NS admin. Now I'm doing login with the sudo su and docker login. I've run this command asking for the my docker login credential. So I'm putting here the same thing. Here I have already there. This is my username. This is my password, right? So login is successfully. So I will show you that thing also, Docker Hub here. Docker Hub login. hub.docker.com site is there. If you don't have account, you can create the account here. This is my logged in already there, so it's logged in with this details. So it is my earlier images which I've used. So this is 4 hours ago. We will update the same image here, right? So this is a repository. So we will come back again here. I will show you when I will deploy this image, right? So this thing we have done. Now we will moving to the Jenkins job. We need to create the Jenkins job over here. You can take any name, but I'm copying this name from here, and you can see here, create a job, and Maven project I'm selecting here, right? And I've showed you this URL, GitHub URL. I'm copying because all those codes are here, and I will explain all those codes files in a while. See, this is the Git, and this is main. I'm using the main branch here. If you're using master, then no need to change over here. And from the build side, we are using this clean install pack and package, right? And post builds action, we will go here and we will see send build artifact over SSS. we will see, you can see we have created already Ansible server connection. So we got this connection here. Now source file. So you can see source file. I am taking 4 file from here. This file's name you can see here, Docker file, host, create simple DevOps project, YML. These are the playbooks. 2 playbooks are copying here. And we want to copy this from GitHub to OPT folder remote directory here, because that folder we have created already on Ansible server. I will show you that folder path also. See, we don't have anything right now here. So we will copy this all 4 files from here to this particular folder. I will explain all 4 files in a while. I'm just applying these changes here and saving it. So first I'm building it manually. Let's check whether it is creating the build and copying all those files to the particular location. Let's see here. You can see it is creating the build using the Maven. And first time it will take some time. And you can see here build success for file created, and it is also transferred 4 files and finish success. So it means we got 4 files over here. I'm just see our 4 files here, right? But you can see here we don't have any var file here because we have not added anything in our job. So we need to go and modify the job, configure, and here I'm adding one more server of details here for the var file. This is the same Ansible server, and source you can see here, source this one, see, and remove prefix. Okay, and we will copy into the same folder, right? Var file. Remote directory is same, which we have used in the earlier same location. We want to add the var file also, and execute command. So here we will run 2 playbooks here. The playbooks details are here. I'm just copying here. I will explain all playbooks in a while. So what do we need to do? We need to remove Docker private IP here. We need to add it. So you can see here Docker private IP is this one. So I'm copying here and putting it here. You can see here you can see we are using the Ansible playbook using the host file. This is in the same path opt docker. You can see in the Ansible server we have host file. We are following this host file, and after that opt docker we are using Ansible playbook. Sorry, let me enlarge it. See, opt docker create simple DevOps image.yml. Create simple DevOps image.yml. This file I am using it, right? And in the same way I am using the same project file over here, and I'm using the limit. I'm using the limit. This localhost means this playbook will run on the Ansible system itself, and this playbook will run on the Docker machine. This is the limits. So we can do in limits way, or we can do in other way also. We can define those things in the playbook itself. So I will show you when I will explain the playbooks, right? So I'm just saving it. We have done from the job side. I'm saving it. Before run it this build manually, I want to explain all those files here from here. So you can see host file already I explained here. This host file is using, and this is the IP for the Docker target system. You can say if we have a multiple target system, we can add multiple IPs here, right? And you can see here in Docker file, we are creating the Tomcat image from the Docker Hub. And after taking the image, we are just copying the var file to the Tomcat deployed path, right? Directly we are copying. So we are not doing much in the Docker file. And you can see we have a two playbook. First one for the create simple DevOps image.yml. In this playbook, we are hosting it for all systems. So for this region, we are doing it for also. For this region, we have adding the limit when we are running the playbooks. But we can do in different way also. So we will explain in the next video when we will use the Kubernetes. That time I explain that thing also in to take the different way. And here first step we will create the image using the build command, docker build. We will create the Docker image, and we will take the Docker file from this location. And after creating the build, we will tag it, because when we are pushing into the Docker Hub, we need to tag it. We need to add our username / something Docker image. If you are creating your user, then you need to add your username here. And after tagging it, we need to push that image to the Docker Hub. This is a command. So we have already created the connection in the Ansible system. So when we will push it, it directly go to the Docker Hub. When it is uploaded to Docker Hub, then we will remove the images from the Ansible server. So generally, it will create the three images: Tomcat, simple image, and also tag image. So all three tag image will be deleted from the local Ansible system, and it will upload it to Docker Hub. So this is the first playbook. Actually, we are using ignoring error s, because first time when it will run, it will not get these files, these images over here, so it will give the error. So we are using this ignoring error s. Right? So this is the first playbook, and second playbook. You can see this the second playbook. A host is all, and you can see name. I will explain in a while. First, you can see this step. Pull Docker image from the Docker Hub. It will first go and pull that the same Docker image which we uploaded earlier. That is from the Docker Hub. When we got this image and got this image, then run this container using this image. You can see this image and run it. And this is the name of container, and this is port number. So but it will work, but when we will run it again and again, then we need to release the port, because we cannot run the same container, multiple containers in same port. So here port, so what we did for that, uh, we will first stop the container, and we will remove the container. After that, we will remove the images. Then we will pull the image, and we will run that, deploy that image in the same port again. So for the redeployment, automatic deployment process, we need to first remove. This is the process for automatic deployment. And I'm adding ignoring error s here, because the first time it will not get any image to stop it, so it will give the error. So it will, for multiple deployment, but continuous deployment, it is required, right? So I hope it is clear to you. Okay. Now next thing you can see here, we are using simple web apps application. So only index.jsp is there. Only I've added 4-5 line. You can see here, and we will change it when we will do it automatic deployment. So when we will run this application, it will deploy the container, then we will get this output, right? Let's see. So our job is ready. Now this time I am running manually, build down. It is running, you can see here. you can see 4 files are copied. I will show you that thing also. You can see this time systems, you can see, are changed, right? And we got the web apps. Now check the Docker images. We have got one image here. We got 3 images, you can see. Now it will remove it. It is still there. Still there. Maybe we got some issue. No, it is still working, right? You can see this is 13 seconds ago it is created like that, right? See, this all 3 images are removed now because in our playbook we've written after pulling to the Docker Hub, it should be deleted from the Ansible server. See here, it is deleted, right? Now it should be uploaded into Docker Hub. Let's see. Docker Hub, you can see it is updated 4 hours ago. So let me refresh it. You can see updated a minute ago. This file is updated here, right? And now we can see our, you can see this is success. It means it is deployed successfully on the target system. The target system is Docker Hub. Let's see over there, go there. This is our Docker Hub, right? So I am just going, clearing this screen. I am Docker images. You can see we got one image, right? About a minute ago, you can see, and you can see Docker PS. This is about a minute ago. This is running port 8080. So we can go and check, run that thing, right? So what I am doing for running it, you can see here we need to Docker public ID and port number and web app, right? So Docker public IP, this one. Docker public IP, you can see this one is the Docker public IP. I'm running up here over 8080 slash web app. See, it is successfully deployed. You can see here AWS Amazon Linux, right? Which is written over here, right? Same thing, right? Now we will change it automatically because this time we are deployed using manual, right? Now we will deploy it automatically, right? Now we need to configure it. We need to configure some step, right? So in the build section, we'll go here and we will say GitHub hook trigger on GSM pooling. We are selecting it, right? Because it means whenever we will change the Docker, change the GitHub, then that time this job will run, right? I'm applying and saving it, right? Okay. Now we have done from this side. Now we need to change something in the this side also. I'm going to the settings and webhook configuration. We have already this one, so I'm editing it. You can see this is description of the files which I already explained, and you can see here this is Bebek Rural Jenkins public ID. So we need to take Jenkins IP from here, or we can take it from directly from here. Jenkins public IP, right? This one, and we can copy it here, right? Update webhook. Okay. Now we need to check. We updated, right? Now You can see we have done these steps. Now we need to clone it. We can clone in any server, or we can clone it in local system. Any user can clone it. So we are doing same activity in the Jenkins side, right? So I am going ct opt folder and clone it. You can see we got this file over here, right? So I am going to the index.jsp path. You can see index.jsp here. I am doing this, editing this file. Here AWS is written, so I am GCP Ubuntu machine, Ubuntu instance, right? I'm added here, and I am just saving it. Now it's saved, right? Now we need to check its status. It is showing one file change. We are committing it directly. It is done, right? So we can see here git status. Now I am putting git status. Oh, sorry. Actually, we need to go to at least git status, right? We are still, we can see we need to git push. Before pushing it, I want to show you something here. You can see we have 53 commits here currently, and we have only 2 build here, right? 2 jobs. So let's, it will, when we will commit, it will start third number here, and it will commit will show 54, right? Let's do it. I'm pushing it. It is asking for URL, my credentials, so I'm giving. It is successfully done. You can see 53. I'm just refreshing it. You can see here 54, right? And same time we can see here still two builds are there. You can see third build is started automatically. We have not done anything. You can see here, I'm opening it. It is started. All build is created. All 4 files are transferred. Now it is running the playbooks. We have 2 playbooks. It will run two playbooks over here, and we will not check anything directly. We will go and update our website. So it is automatically doing every activity, everything after checking the code in the GitHub. All the processes started, and still it is working. You can see success finished. So I think we have run our application here. You can see this one, right? So we have changed AWS. Instead of AWS, we have added GCP, right? Ubuntu instance. Let's check. I'm just reloading the page. You can see it is updated over here. We have where you added, right? It is updated automatically. Let's see. I will show you here itself what is status of our Docker images. You can see this about a minute ago. It is just created, and you can see image ID had changed, right? Because it created new images. And same for the PS, for the container also, you can see ID has changed, and both are created as a 49 second ago it is created, right? The same port it is created, right? So we have done from this demo. I hope you like it. Now, in the next demo, we will start with the Kubernetes same demo, and part 6 we will first install the Kubernetes cluster using the kops tool, right? And we'll do the same demo with the Kubernetes instead of Docker target system, right? So for that we need to cover Kubernetes environment. So part 6 we will create the Kubernetes cluster, and part 7 we will deploy the CI/CD application with Kubernetes. So bye for now. If you like my video, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. See you. Happy learning. We'll meet with the next video.